What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are reviewing January's Saturday night's main event. Jumping into the first match, if you could even call it that, it was Cody versus Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu came out first, and as Cody was making his entrance, he attacked Cody. Then they had a huge brawl, humongous brawl. Security was trying to break it up, pull Jacob Fatu away. But then Cody went back and ran after Jacob at the entrance ramp. Then they just kept brawling. Then they went around the ring again. They went up the stairs into the, in the crowd. They went on the highest floor near the food stand. Jacob Fatu was putting people through tables, or security through tables. Cody whacked him with a popcorn bucket. Then they went back down the stairs. They started going crazy again. Like I said, they went into the crowd. They went all around, like literally anywhere you could think of, except for outside and like the parking lot and stuff, which is probably a good thing. -7 degrees, they said, and that would have been cold. But then, right when it seemed like they were both exhausted, Drew McIntyre comes out, puts Cody through a table. I believe he put Jacob through a table, and then he basically left after that, but still crazy. Jumping to the next match, it was Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, the tag team champions, also known as Riho, versus Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez of the Judgment Day for the tag team titles. And they had so many cool spots, a lot of high-flying moves, a lot of double-teaming moves, mainly with the Judgment Day. They were trying not to get Rhea into the match, but then once Rhea got in, she tore everyone, or she started beating everyone down, toward the house down is what I was looking for. They were going crazy. So much so that I don't think they were able to keep up with themselves. And I only say that because there was one spot where Io was getting pinned and Rhea was standing right here. She was supposed to run in and break it up. She didn't. She waited until the ref said to get into the ring, and she didn't make it. Luckily, Io kicked out. Io and went for the over the moonsault, and Roxanne got her legs up. Rhea and Io did the riptide over the moonsault combo to Liv, I believe, and she kicked out. Oblivions. There was no pop rocks, but there were Oblivions with kickouts, and I'm like, it was crazy. But in the end, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky seemed like they were about to win, but then out of nowhere, Raquel grabbed Rhea's feet, threw her down, so she landed on the referee. Then she started trying to take her out. Io tried to take her out with a dive, and she stopped her. She caught her. She took her out. Stephanie Valkyra's music hit. She comes running down. She jumps on Raquel over the barricade. They're out of the equation. They're brawling in the arena, which provides a perfect distraction. Liv is focused on Io, who just tagged in Rhea, but Liv didn't know that. So while she hit an Oblivion on Io, that's when Rhea hit a riptide. 1, 2, and 3. They are still your women's tag team champions. Jumping to what I think should have been the main event, because they tore the house down. It was Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles brought back the mask that he wore in Japan. Shinsuke brought out, I believe, his WrestleMania 34 gear. It's also like he wore that gear more than that. But he had the gold strap on his arm. So the old Shinsuke was back. He did the entrance the way he used to. He even did the thing where he falls on his knees after holding on to the ropes. It was really cool to see that. And man, they tore the house down. They were reversing each other left and right. There were so many sequences. AJ Styles kept trying to go for the Styles Clash, but every time Shinsuke would move his arm, try to tactics. He rolled. Styles rolled him up after that. He kicked out. They were going crazy. Shinsuke got locked into the cab crusher. AJ Styles was holding it in tight and like super tight. He almost tapped out, but he didn't. He stopped himself from tapping out. He got to the ropes. Styles rolled him over, stopped him from getting to the ropes. Did it again. Shinsuke and Nakamura rolled it into an arm, like an arm hold. Arm drag? Disarmer? Yeah, disarmer. Couldn't think of the word or what the move was called. Then Styles was going after the knee of Shinsuke before, and Shinsuke went for a Kinshasa, but his knee gave out. He did eventually hit a few Kinshasas. There we go. And that wasn't enough though. AJ Styles kicked out. He hit a Kinshasa of his own to Shinsuke. But in the end, AJ Styles was finally able to hit a phenomenal forearm and a Styles Clash for the win. Then they shared a fist bump, a hug, and AJ Styles even raised his hand. Jumping into the main event, where there was nothing memorable except for the ending, and it was the last match and the last thing that happened. But it was Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest versus Trick Williams versus Randy Orton. Now, my one gripe with this match is they should have shown more of Trick Williams' abilities. I think he's a little overrated, but people who are strictly main roster fans won't get an opinion because they barely saw him wrestle in this match. It was mainly showcasing the other three in the match, and they already built the names for themselves, so they didn't really need it. But I do like Sammy and Randy in this match. Their chemistry is amazing. The one thing I really remember from this match is Randy was gonna hit Sammy with his back body drop onto the announce table. He lifted Sammy up, and Sammy like rolled over him and like did like a backflip. It landed perfectly on his feet. That was really cool. I rewatched the match, and another thing I remembered mainly from the match was beforehand, Randy Orton hit a draping DDT to Damian Priest, was about to hit one to Trick Williams, but Sami Zayn suplexed him, which was really cool. So they were like the main people in this match. Randy Orton hit a back body drop to the announce table twice to Trick Williams. Once to Priest, and he did eventually hit it on Sami Zayn because it was one big sequence where he hit it in that order, 2 times to Trick, 1 time to Priest, 1 time to Sammy, and it was just crazy. It was insane. But I almost skipped past this part because this part was interesting too. Sammy hit a haluva kick to Damian Priest, and Trick Williams pulled the ref out, and he just started yelling at the ref. It was a little weird, but, you know, it was whatever. Sammy hit Randy's backdrop to the announce table to Randy, So that was cool. But in the end, Priest took Trick out because Trick was right here. He punched Trick, and out of nowhere, Sammy hits a haluva kick and wins. And he is the #1 contenders for the WWE Undisputed Championship. And it was nice to see his son was celebrating, his wife was celebrating. I just wish they saved it for the Royal Rumble. I feel like the Rumble would have been better because then he has more of a shot winning at Mania than he does at Rumble. In fact, he's not winning at Rumble at all, and he might have actually had a chance at the Royal or at WrestleMania if he won the Royal Rumble. And then, speaking of which, Drew tried to attack Sammy after, but he didn't, and he got tossed out of the ring. That is going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.